Good morning. Our hand today is going to be 10-9 of hearts. We are under the gun. We open raise here. This is a 5 NL game. I don't often play those, but occasionally I do. I try to stick to 10 NL, and then occasionally the 25 NL, depending on the site. So open raise. I think this is pretty standard open raising range. You can see 10-9s on there. It serves to balance off the aces, kings, queens, ace, king, ace, queen type hands. So I get 3 callers. All of them I have very little information on. Hard to even judge what it is. So I just kind of went with a standard range for all 3 of them. This is about 26%. Ranges might be, this guy might be a little bit tighter. This guy might be a little bit looser. But I have like the aces, or all of the pocket pairs, suited aces, suited kings, and so forth. Now I don't have a 3-bet range, so I'm just going to say it is queens plus ace king for all of them. I don't know if that's right or not, but that's what we're going to do, and it's because at best we have 11 hands on him. We do have some notes on these guys, so like this guy is limp and called to raise with jack 9 suited. I think that helps justify at least that range. And this guy is check called flop with overs, then led 75% pot on a blank turn and called all in with overcards. So he's definitely going to be, it looks like maybe a little bit looser. His 3-bet range that I have is ace jack suited, ace king, 4-bet range of 10s, aces, ace king suited. I wonder if he's just crazy. And in the last 3 months, I just haven't had, I haven't seen a whole lot of hands with him. In any case, we see a flop of king 9-5. So we flopped a middle pair with the flush draw. We have a backdoor straight draw, which I think is pretty good. And I think this is probably strong enough to bet into these 3 players. We do have draws. So if we think about our flush draw and gut shots, we could add those. It's your 2-card backdoor flush draw, maybe. So that's 15%, and then if you do top pair plus, that's at 28%. So we need a few more hands. This is just difficult because we're 3-way. I don't really want to check and let it get checked around. I want to try to build a pot because I do think these players, especially at a 5 NL, will likely pay off. If we're up against a better flush, so be it. I mean, we're dealing with you can't have ace king of hearts, you can't have king queen of hearts, you can't have king jack of hearts. So you're looking at ace queen, ace jack, and queen jack of hearts, and then of course your ace x of hearts, and any of your queen x of hearts hands as well. So I mean, there's hands that beat us, but if anything, it's the ace x of hearts. And we do have a middle pair, so if they're going to call ace x of hearts, hey, we're going to get value from our mid pair because they're going to just call down. And having 2 hearts ourselves makes their draw harder to hit. So I do think we are justified in betting this. I think we can include like a bottom pair, maybe as part of our bluff. We could do like some of these pocket pair less than the second cards as part of our bluff. Maybe even these middle pairs. Maybe not all middle pairs, 9-8 and 10-9. Well, 10-9 kind of works. I think that's probably about it. We're balanced here, and I think that's what we need to be. So about 61%. I do think we could probably go up to half pot. I'm not sure if I'd go 2/3 because what we're doing with 2/3, if we get one caller, if we go 2/3 and we get 2 callers, we're really building up a big pot at this point, and it's going to be hard for us to get away. If we go 1/3, we try to keep it a little bit smaller. I think people are going to be more likely to call weakly with the 3rd pot, and then we could fire a second bet on the turn and possibly go make a little bit more money. I did do a 1/3, so I kind of like that 1/3 bet. So that's what I'm going to go with. And we get 2 callers. So I'm just going to go ahead and eliminate both of those, one of them. So what does he call with? I kind of think this guy that is in position on us. I think both players would probably raise a set and probably two pair. I think the boards just draw with a it has the heart draws. Makes me think sets and two pairs are going to probably raise at that point. I think our first guy is probably calling, with pairs, any decent pair, maybe even any pair itself. We'll include flush draw. We'll include gut shots on him. So that's the first guy. The second person now is out of position. He has a call, or there's already callers. So we're gonna say he's calling with at least the middle pair. We'll give him a flush draw, and we'll also give him a gut shot. So I think this guy's calling a little bit tighter, just because we already have a caller, and I don't think he's going to feel justified in calling, to keep me honest, with one of these weaker pairs. So we see a turn of a 4. So with that 4 turn, let's see if he checks to me. He does check to me. I do think we continue here. No one's, yeah, we could be behind to the king. Definitely, that's a possibility. But I think hearts are going to call. I think probably gut shots are going to call, especially at a 5NL game. At least the looser players. So I think we're continuing to bet our sets. We're going to probably be betting our top pair, probably even King Jack. I'm not sure if we would go with King 10 or not. Probably not. I think actually King Jack might be about 50% bet here. So we already bet 60-some%, so we're gonna have to back off what our continuation is going to be. I still think we bet our flush draw. I'm not sure if we go for our gut shot here. We've got value from a set. We've got value from an overpair. I do think we bet for our top pair. I think gut shot has some. Yeah, I guess so. We block. It's going to get us to 64%. So maybe we are. Maybe I do like the gut shot flush draw. It gives us more value than bluffs in this case. But I like that bet. So now I would probably go half pot here. If we get raised, we're probably facing like a slow played set, maybe slow played 2 pair, actually possibly a 2 pair at that point. So I bet half pot. I like the play, and both players call again. So again, both players, I do think I'm going to exclude set and 2 pair. I think they are going to be raising those. I kind of think this player would have raised his top pair too, like a king queen. I'm going to start excluding those and say maybe he's got a king 10. I think at this point, he's at best, he's going to call middle pair. I just don't see it. We're going to eliminate. Does he call the gut shots? He could. It's a lot of cards in the deck to dodge. We'll just do flush draw, open ender. We'll get rid of the gut shot. We'll do middle pair plus. So that's 38%. Now, although 6s, 7s, and 8s, the player that's in position, that's 48%. We'll include those. This player, I think top pair. We'll leave in king, queen, king, jack. We'll give him the middle pair plus. We'll give him the flush draw, open ender. We'll get rid of the gut shots for him. Although he is getting a price for the gut shot. So again, here it's 65%. All right, rivers the 10. Gut shot connects. I get 2 pair. That's actually really good because we beat all of the top pair hands. And if we kind of go through it, you could see that this player definitely has, you know, top pair, heavy in top pair. This guy not so much. I think he's got a weaker pair. He's getting odds to draw, so we're going for value at all. Always we're going for value, and we're hoping the kings. That's who we're trying to get value from. We block a 9 and a 10, so it makes it less likely to have king 10 and king 9 out there. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a king jack. I could see like a king 8, king 7. We did include all of those kings, if you remember here, all of those kings. So the sizing, what do we do? Both players, so 73 is the effective stack, 77. I don't think we want to go that large. We want to encourage king with the weak kickers. So I think half pot's probably going to be the most that we can go for. We could always go like just all in and make it super polarized. But I think if we do super polarized, it's like set. If we do the straight, if we do straight, and then we balance it with like an ace high hand, but the ace high are all the hearts, and we don't want to do that. I don't think we want to have some of the hearts, because if we have hearts, it makes it more likely that he has a king, or the opponents will have a king top pair. We don't want hearts. I think when we polarize this, so I think we're looking at like maybe like a queen 10. Yeah, it would be hard to really try to find some overbets, but I think we could with our straight. Like overbet the pot, just shove all in with the straight, and then we have to pick out just a weak card. Maybe it is like a queen 10 or a jack 10. So we got 4 combos there, and I think we only need about 1, maybe 2 combos. But I like the half pot bet. I think that's standard here. 2 pair. I think the overpair, and I think top pair. I think we go ace king with our top pair hand. Try to get value from weaker kings. We do block some of the kings, but we're going for a little bit of value. I think king queen, king jack. King queen's probably good, but I think those could be a check call. Maybe even ace king. Some of the ace kings could be a check call. I'd lean more towards betting when we don't have the ace of hearts. And then so that's 65%, and then we'd have to bluff a lot. But with them calling, I kind of have to back off all of my bluffs. Especially my bluffs will be these busted hearts. I just think it's going to be too likely that we get called. So we're going to say that top pair plus is what we're betting. He raises, which is interesting. I mean, I guess he could have a straight. He could have a set. Could have 2 pair now. Could be just an entire bluff. I'm not sure if he does it with all of his top pair. So, we have 2 pair. I don't think we can fold this hand. If he shows a queen jack, it means he's been calling with the gut shot the entire time. But I kind of think maybe it's going to be like a heart. Let's see here. Hand like this. Ace jack. Maybe ace queen as a bluff. Why would you do that? It is 5NL. So we have the 2 pairs, actually strong 2 pairs. 9, 10 as well. Maybe he does it. Maybe he does it with top pair, and he just shoves with that. So we'll do that with the top pair, and we're gonna have to call. So we do. He shows 7s, which is an under pair. It's a weak pair. We included it in there. That just seems, it seems like an optimistic play at that point. I think it might work better if he raised this on the flop, is now it's setting up the stage to say, look, I don't want this heart to come in. It's gonna be hard to call it. I mean, that's a good play because I would kind of give him credit for maybe a good top pair or better. But he didn't do that. So what we're gonna do is take some notes on this player. We're gonna so he called under the gun 3 big blinds RFI in hijack with 7 spades, 7 of diamonds. All right, so he is in position 3-way. He called 33%, called 50%, raised I think min raise all in. I think that would be sufficient. King of hearts, 9 of diamonds, 5 of hearts, 4 spades, 10 of clubs. All right, so how do I think I played it? I think I played this okay. Not sure about all the reads. This guy must have been on a heart draw too. He could have been on that ace X of hearts, so we may have lucked out by not hitting a heart. I think this was an optimistic raise on his part. I don't think a queen jack makes sense, and now a queen jack is possible, but I just don't think it makes sense for him to be calling down that, calling all the way like that. Third pot and then call a half pot. At that point, I guess if it's queen jack of hearts, it makes sense, and he can make that play, but I just don't see it. And I kind of think Trips was going to raise earlier on. So I think overall, I think I played this hand okay. Not sure what GTO would say because again, we're three-handed here. I kind of have a feeling that we either need to c-bet more, and that gets us back to our turn bet frequency, like around 65% or so, or we c-bet a little bit less, but then that opens up possibility of c-bet or of betting that turn again. Up to that 60-some%. So overall, glad I won this hand. Glad I made that call. But again, just didn't make sense that you would do that with trips or you would do that with like a queen jack. So if you enjoy this hand, look again tomorrow for another.